up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that.
So adventurers, I'm just up in the Perth Hills, and I have over 1,000 kilometres to go before this adventure even starts. So better get on the road and get on with it. Long way to go.
Baby, get a little stuck. It's a Saturday joyride. Percy Beast is the spot to take the blues away. We're on a boat, we're feeling fine. Drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. There's a party on the water, it's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time. In our own honky tonk with a bottle of wine. We're going up, we're coming down. Cheers to feeling alright, it's a hell of a time. A hell of a time.
So it's going to be a bit blowy, so we're going to go into Israelite Bay and just spend some time there while the blowy days blow themselves out, and then the better fishing's towards the back of the week, and we'll rather than waste time looking around Israelite on the good fishing days, let's get to this camping spot and yeah, have a beer and have some sleep, and then get going early in the morning.
So next morning, it's about 5:36, and we're just getting ready to head off, keep on going. So we're about 20 k's short of Ravensthorpe. We're going to go through Ravensthorpe, then Esperance, then out through Esperance. Just getting packed up and on the road. So let's go. We're on our way, so just out of Ravensthorpe, 20 k's. Might stop there and get a coffee, and then it's 200 k's to Esperance, and then probably, I don't know, another few hundred after that. Just filled up with fuel in Esperance, got some ice. This is about 800 kilometres or 900 kilometres into the trip. We've got another 100 or so, and then that's when the real trip starts, to when we get off-road. We've got to head out here, probably one last chance to top up with fuel, because we won't see fuel for the rest of the week, and I'm towing and might use a fair bit more than normal, so I'll probably top up and then keep on heading east out to Israelite Bay to start with. We'll catch you on the way. We're just on Fisheries Road, got 100 k's or so out to the end of here, and then that's when the actual off-road part starts. And I'll probably just top up with fuel here, because I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to use with the trailer, because I haven't pulled it before, well, especially off-road. So yeah, straight east for a 100 k's until Condenup, and then then the end of the road. I think it's the Telegraph track we'll get onto, and then head out to Israelite Bay, where we'll stay tonight until we head out further the next day. We'll see you further along. Last fuel stop, Condenup. Just got some fuel and my last iced coffee, and from here on it's a little bit of bitumen, and then she's off-road So last check of everything and we're on our way. Gravel part of Fisheries Road, the last 15 k's or so is gravel, and then we air down just up here and it's the four-wheel drive part, so just a few k's of gravel. So this is the Israelite Bay track. We're here and we're going to go into here somewhere, and we'll just go into here and air down somewhere. We're off, the start of the actual adventure. It's pretty corrugated already. So the first part of this track is quite sandy, and even though I'm towing the trailer, it's still okay. It's just quite sandy, and I just got to keep a little bit of momentum, but it's not too bad, and I think this is the worst of the sand. I just stopped and let the tyres down a bit more. It's pretty corrugated in here. We'll try that, let the trailer down, let the car down a little bit. The trailer tyres are new, and they are all terrains, but I don't think they're as good as the BFGs I've got, so I'm not running them quite as low yet, just to see what temperatures and that they run at. But it's got a lot harder, so this is more sort of clay and gravel at the moment, so it gets a lot more corrugations when there's sand on the top. Don't know if you'll be able to see that out the window, but sticking up over there on the horizon is Mount Ragged. And there's a road you can get out to Mount Ragged on. We're not going to go out there this time, but that's Mount Ragged. I don't know what these smaller hills in front of us are called. That one over there, that small, quite pointy one is Mount Ragged. Pulling up every now and again and just checking the trailer, so I'm going to pull up again and just double check it, check the shackles and everything on this hard stuff here. Let's pull up. Double check everything, make sure that's tipping over for some reason. Maybe that's a bit tight there now. Just check everything out. Make sure nothing's falling off. Double check shackle, bolts, nuts. I might just double check that one, because that looks like it's coming off a bit. That looks okay. Everything else looks okay. Okay. We've got the lake coming up right here, so I'll just poke out the window. It's a massive salt lake system coming down this hill. You basically go around the edge of it, scoot around the edge. Just your typical salt lake type vegetation. I imagine this would be horrendous in the wet. Smoothed off a bit now.
I should put the drone up. That would make a good shot. So that's a pretty cool site. I've got to work out how to get to the other track. I'm just going to check this to get across because it's a little bit greasy. Oh yeah, that's greasy. I think I might have got stuck. I might go back and find a better spot. That must be the track there. So we'll take this track here because I'm just not sure about that inland lake. I might get stuck in the lake. This one here. Okay, on our way. So that's that lake done back there. And now Israelite Bay is actually not that far ahead of us. So the Prado hasn't done too bad pulling in the trailer, and so far so good. So I'll give the trailer a good check over at the Telegraph Station again. Make sure all the bolts and nuts are still tight and the wheels are still on. Because this is, it's probably got a little more off-road from here heading east. So I can see the Telegraph Station over there to the left. Would have taken a bit of building all that in here in the day. There's some rubble up here on the right, don't know what that is. An old ruins of some sort right there. Maybe a house or it's probably what that was. We'll come and have a look at that. I'll just put the mirrors in. So this is the old Israelite Bay Telegraph Station. So this station was in use from about 1877 to 1917, I think. And then in 1927 it was stripped of all its timber and bits and pieces to be used in other buildings. So used for quite a while, and this was one of the stations on the telegraph line between east and west pretty well. So quite a substantial building. And as you can see, it's held up quite well over the years. It's like a cellar underneath there. All open fireplaces and their chimneys. All would have been, this limestone all would have been quarried from probably locally, because this is quite a limestone rich area. There's another building here. And there was another building we passed on the way in. Originally the telegraph station was made of wood, the first one. This is the second version of it that they made out of limestone. This chimney is still sticking up, and some sort of water tank. Presume that'd be water tanks. So that is the Telegraph Station. So now we're going to go and try and find, well, we're going to find the fishermen's shacks, see what's there, and then find somewhere to camp and have a look around.
Yeah, I've got the shacks marked, they're just up here.
So it looks like someone's here, as we expected. So this is the fisherman's shack. Looks like the caretaker's got his vehicle there. Some whale bones.
Most habitated I've ever seen the place.
Some whale vertebrae, whale ribs.
That's the jawbone, that huge big one there.
Jawbone. Some floats. Cooks Cottage, 1883. This is all a bit dilapidated. An old high chair.
Done some work. Termites have done some work.
That's fell in there. What have we got out the back? Another little cottage. All made out of limestone. Same as the Telegraph Station. Outside toilet over there. An old, one of the old water tanks. What's in here? Oh, gee, that looks comfortable. New Land Cruiser, old Land Cruiser. 976. And an old, is this a Hilux? Possibly a Hilux, yep, looks like a Hilux. But she hasn't gone for a long time. Well, we're gonna go and find a camp spot and get set up and maybe come back. We're supposed to be meeting the guy that lives here. Campsite and beach. And this is where we're going. So I'm just going to leave the car here because it's just easier to turn around there and walk out here and have a look. This is Israelite Bay.
Point depths are over there, and once you come around that, you run back into that surf beach where that boat was wrecked.
So this is our camp spot under here. People have decorated it all. So we will have something to eat. One last tune to get up. We're just going for a look at this beach. Can we get up? Whoop. Just stop up on this bit.
Yeah, I don't think we'll go down.
Oh, you want to go up there all right, I reckon?
Yeah, I reckon too.
This sand's actually not too bad.
That was sugary. Fuck, there's
No
some
weed.
seaweed there, Justin.
No seaweed.
Mate.
And the swell's like nothing.
That wrecked boat should be on our left somewhere. Yeah, nice place as well.
There's some people here in the middle of nowhere. Have they noticed us? Squeaky sand.
I reckon they they've come in this way.
So we're going to head off and have a look at the jetty shortly, and also just go back to the Cooks Cottage and have a look there. But just maybe on sunset have a look at the jetty. But pretty well all set up. Just been walking around having a look at this campsite. There's no one else here, but yeah, weather's good, wind's down, looking good for the week. So we're heading to the jetty. We just talked to the caretaker guy, really nice guy. And there's some graves down here too, maybe, if you come across them. So we found the gravesite. That's Thomas Brass, the postmaster, 1916. John Cook. So this is the guy that the cottage is named after. John Cook linesman on the telegraph line, 1912. And this is Len Spur, but it doesn't have an explanation for what he done. So we're just a little way from Cook's Cottage, heading to the jetty. And we just got to go down that road. So this is what's left of the old jetty. It's a bit windy. So we're heading back from the jetty back to camp through a different route. Oh, a bit rough. Through a different road. See where we go. It's all low Salt Lake type stuff through here. This is dinner, burger and chips. Cheese, lettuce, tomato sauce and beer. Burger and chips. These actually turn out quite good in a frying pan.
Bloody good.
So just charging everything up and getting ready for the morning.
Morning. Just getting set up and packed up and set up to head off from Israelite Bay, heading east to Point Culver. So just going to get the swag and all the bits and pieces. Already had some coffee and breakfast. Let's get on with it. We have, I think, 100 odd k's to go. It'll take a fair bit of the day to get there. It's all four-wheel drive all the way, and some of it's straight along the beach, I believe. We'll see when we get there. Okay, let's get packed up.
Okay, we're on the move. Finding the track east. We're heading east on this track. We just passed Whaler Bay turn off. We're going to go a bit further east, about 20 k's, and then hopefully jump on the beach, which then should make it a fair bit quicker. The sand out here can be like concrete, and you can get along it at a good speed. So that's the plan. We'll see how that pans out. So I'm just going to have a once over on the trailer. Oh, yep, that's come undone. The fishing rod holder. All this is okay. Just got to make sure the latches are. So I've got to fix that. Okay. So my fishing rod holder or protector or tube, the glues actually come apart, so that stuff's normally just about impossible to get apart once you put it together. So I'll have to keep an eye on it and then use some tape or something and try and stop it doing that. So there's been about a kilometre of this sort of really rough caprock limestone, and I'm just taking it easy because the trailer, it's using a leaf spring trailer, so they don't handle this very well. Try and stop it rattling itself apart. So while you're travelling out here, you often are travelling right across these large salt lakes. I can't imagine they would be easy when it's wet, but they're rock hard at the moment and easy to cross. And often in these lakes is where you'll see the old remnants of the telegraph poles still sticking up. There was actually one just back there that I drove past and didn't film, but it was a complete pole, didn't have the cross on top, but it was complete with a little bit of the telegraph wire underneath it. So we're still looking for our access to the beach to make this whole thing a bit faster, but we haven't found any yet, so we're still just heading east on this track. I'm just going to check out the trailer here, but I thought I'd show you this pole. This is one on the edge. On the edge of the, it's a bit windy here, so hopefully you can hear this. This is one on the edge of the road. So they were a square, bit of a 4x4 thing. No wire around this one. But interestingly enough, if you have a look, we're inland a little way, and there's seashells. This is all made up of seashells. There's thousands of them. So this would have been ocean floor originally. They're everywhere, look. It's like a crust of salt embedded with seashells. Now let's just take a quick look. Everything looks okay. So coming up to Wattle Camp, it's only just around a corner. We will form up there again. You can see the dunes just on the right there, but can't see the ocean, it's still in the bush. But not far away, and then hopefully not far from here we'll drop on the beach. So this is quite a historic sign. This is made out of telegraph pole wood. But right next to it, they've stuck this new fancy one. We're heading this way. I think that goes down to the beach, but we actually passed some guys and they said to go a little bit further up. They'd come back towing trailers as well. So that's what we'll do, and then hopefully jump on the beach. This is the actual telegraph line, what we're actually on here. And if you have a look right here, I think this is a telegraph pole still sort of standing as we drive past. Here it is. Looks like it was like a corner one with a stay on it, but that's the type of wood and arrangement that they used to use, the 4x4s. So there's a spot up here I think we can get across, so we're going to try that. Just idle across the middle of the lake that's out there and get to the beach, because once we're on the beach we think it's going to be a lot faster. Up here the sand's rock hard normally, and you can pretty well do 100 k's an hour. Let's get the trailer through all this. So it should be hard once we get over this little bit of weed here. Here we go. Now we can get some speed up. This is pretty well hard as a rock. Esperance sand. You can see there, that's the dune wall. You can see we're down on the ocean side of the dune, and that's the sea beats up against that that little edge there. So at high tide, you could see you wouldn't be able to drive down here. It's at low tide at the moment. The waves come right up to that edge. Just show you out that window. That's the dune systems there. They are huge. I'm just behind this first set of dunes, but yeah, when you can get a peek of them, they're pretty big. We'll try and go and have a visit of those. So the scarp, the Baxter Cliffs, and that scarp that makes the Baxter Cliffs is just inland there, just the other side of the dunes. And we're not far from where we're going to camp. So we're going to camp just this side, I think, of where the cliffs hit the coast. We'll come back and have a look at the sand dunes and that, probably on the motorbike, be easiest. But they're pretty impressive, pretty big. I think they are, I said they were the biggest. I think they might be the second biggest, I got told, over the two-way. So still pretty big.
Just go around to the left a bit when you get over the first dune.
Yep. So we just got off the beach, just drove in here, little truck off the beach, and this is where we're going to camp, just behind here somewhere. Okay, just following Mark, and then we'll pull a bike off, and bike will be our transport. So this is going to be camp, and someone's made a bar. We found this, so it's perfect. Straight up there with a bike. I think that is a cracker.
That's awesome.
Is it a good leaning height? Is it good leaning height? Oh, it could be a bit higher for me.
I think we might have to sink one on that very shortly.
Oh well, let's make a run up there and find a truck, eh? So we got the camp set up, push the trailer out the way, solar, got my lithium battery that I borrowed off my dad, run the fridge on the two panels, that should keep that on freezer. Bike ready to get set up for fishing. Mark getting ready for fishing by having a beer. Mark's panels. So this is the camp. Just getting all the fishing gear ready to head out later tonight or later this afternoon. Okay, we're heading off for a bit of an explore. See if we can find a way to the beach.
So we used to go up here, I think. So we call this the home gutter, and it's always got salmon in it. Sometimes we just come straight down here and fish. It's bloody good. Weed on the, you can see, like on the main outside sandbank, there's a dark smudge there. That's a bit of weed sitting there, but we can move around, we can miss the weed. But that'd be fishable, like it's not that bad.
So there's the cliffs where the scarp meets the ocean. So I've been wanting to come here for probably about 10 years and just never got around to it. But finally here. Look at that. Look at that scarp. Magnificent. Oh, there's a little cave up in there. What's Mark found? Cave risk, beware. So for those not in Western Australia, we're a bit over 1,000 kilometres east on the south coast, east of Perth, east of Esperance. Pretty remote here, not a lot of ways in or out. Obviously no phone signal, haven't seen a phone signal for a long time.
So yeah, some of the most remote sort of beach area in Western Australia. You go straight north from here, you hit the air highway at the 90 mile straight, and if you go back the way we came, you go back past Israelite Bay, and I've calculated I would have enough fuel to get back out that way if I had to. I also brought enough fuel for the motorbike, so if I have to use that to get out for whatever reason, I'll have enough to get to Balladonia on the motorbike. So a few options if anything goes south. So we just walked all the way up there for, I don't know, half a kilometre or something, having a look and beach combing. Found some net, and that Mark's going to make some stuff out of for his fishing filleting table back home, and just making our way back to the bike. So we're going to head back there. You can just see Bilbunya Dunes in the background over there. So heading back at about 30 k's an hour, and it's dead still because I think the wind is about 30 k's an hour, so it's like it's dead still when we head back. A bit deceiving. So we're here at Point Culver. Point Culver is all about fishing. So here is a bit of the action we got up to at Point Culver and up and down the beach with the bike, fishing for anything really, but mulloway, sharks, flathead, whatever comes along. So here we go. Mark pulling in. And we'll just stick the fish that we just filleted, which I didn't video because I had to fillet it, on ice in here for a little bit.
Bee infestation.
We have a bee infestation, do we? Oh yeah. There you go, Mark's icebox full of that mulloway. And we'll cut it up into meals later. So Mark's cutting up the flathead and we're going to make them into seasoned fish wraps. So here's Mark's cooking up the flathead and bit of herring. Tell us what it tastes like.
Apparently you fold that over like that. Fold the bottom over first, according to my rules.
A professional wrap creator.
Yeah.
What's that like? Got to the fish yet? Good?
Yeah, it's good.
Good? Okay, I'll make one. We filleted all the fish, had lunch, had a beer, and now we're going to head up and just have a look up behind me over here to where the Malley camp is, and possibly the belts. There's like conveyor belts go down the scarp here so you can get up in your four-wheel drive. We'll go and take a look at those. So that's what we're going to do now, just a little bit of exploring. So we've got the bike ready, so we'll be taking off shortly. Okay, now we're off for an explore. That's the scarp, runs along there,
hits the sea at the Baxter Cliffs. We're going to go and maybe climb up a bit up on that. This track heads out to where you get out in the belts and to the camp called the Malley camp, or there's a Malley tree thicket there.
Oh, that is so awesome.
So there's a whale.
I'm getting a
whale
photo
jaw.
of that.
So Mark's getting a picture. Not a bad view from up here. Interesting thing, this is a sperm whale, I'm presuming, because you can see the rows of the teeth, and not most whales have the baleen stuff for filtering out the krill. They're actually for teeth. So probably a sperm whale jaw. So we're heading off up to the scarp. That's Malley Camp. Nice neat little spot. So we're halfway up the scarp. You can see the ocean out there. So we're coming up to the belts. They'll be up here just in front of us. The conveyor belts for getting up the scarp. There are a conveyor belt pinned in with looks like Rio bar, and they just get you up this really steep part. You can see there's a Rio bar there, big T handles. So from this area, these are a pretty well-known sort of attraction coming into this area.
Got her in low. You can imagine what this was like without the bells. It actually looks more intimidating than I remember.
And this is the end, and then you got a bit of a rocky jump up. So this is the top of the scarp, and that's the view. You can see all the fishing spots. Our camp's over there somewhere. So this is the top of what is a Great Australian Bight when it hits the ocean. So I'll just climb up the top of the hill. The camp's just behind, and show you where we're situated. But this morning's fish was pretty nice actually. It was sort of a bit stormy and a few bit of rain, but it was dead still at times. Really nice fishing, but we only caught, what did we catch? A couple of flathead, a couple of salmon. We cooked and ate the salmon for lunch, and the flatheads in the freezer. So not a huge amount, not as much as last night, but yeah, worth doing. Let's get up on top of the hill. So you can see the ocean out here, just past that last line of dunes. And this is the bit called the wastelands out here at Culver. We're tucked in here, just in this dune area, shield from the wind. I think we're here for another 2-3 days. See if we can catch some more fish and go from there. Tonight we're geared up for some big sharks, try and catch a big bronze whaler. They've been hanging around a bit. Okay, back down. Just cleaned up the fish and had lunch, and we're heading down to have a look at the Bilbunya Dunes. We haven't been there yet. So that's going to be this afternoon's activity. I can stay on the bike. So there's the first of the large dunes. The second biggest, I think, dune system in the world, or in the southern hemisphere. Just about get snowblind.
like another planet. So that's one of the biggest dunes in the system, and I'll get a better vantage point. I'll put the drone up. Point of the Bilbunya Dunes. Mark's climbed to the top of that one, but it's we're sort of up the east end of it. There's a big dune here behind this little thicket of trees, and then there's another one up there that goes all the way up, and they're the second biggest. Pretty impressive, like a moonscape, like another planet. You sort of get snowblind. I nearly crashed the drone about 3 times flying into the side of it. So polarizing sunglasses helps, but yeah, it's just so white and so bright today. Oh, well, we'll get back on the bike and continue exploring.
We're at the same sand dune. Oh, maybe I did.
Back at camp after looking at the dunes. Going to do some squaring away and packing up to make tomorrow a bit quicker getaway. Bike on, everything's ready to go. We're now got the 4-hour climb out up the scarp and then all the way to Balladonia, or to the highway that's to Balladonia. So we'll get on the move. I think everything's tied down pretty well. Shouldn't have too many issues. We just got to get up. There's a bit of a jump up onto the belts, but it shouldn't be too hard. Okay, let's go. There, we're up at Malley Camp. It took a couple of goes to get up, misjudged it. So this is where the whalebone is, Malley Camp, and we're just heading now to the belts. Okay, so we're at the belts. I've got to try and get up these belts with the trailer on, so let's see how we go.
go, that's the Culver belts done. Bucket list item. Now I've got to go up this rocky bit. Now we're on top of the scarp. We've got about, I think it's 4 hours to get out. This is a lot of cap rock and stuff like that, and then we get into some woodlands later. So just a slow drive over the rock until we hit the road. Coming out, there's a lot of this sort of cap rock stuff. You can only go really slow over it. So I think we're off the rocky stuff, or mostly off the rocky stuff, and I just saw an old trailer in the bush, so just going to go and take a look. Old pipe A-frame, bit of a homemade jobby. You're looking for a trailer, Mark? It's just about...
For a bit better drawbar than this one.
Oh yeah. Broke a spring hanger.
You reckon they were dragging?
Oh, let's get back on the road. It's about 40 degrees and it's really sort of muggy, and look at that sky, so it's probably going to rain. Thunderstorms. We've hit the fence and it's dead straight here to the highway, just following this old fence line. Not far to go now until smoother roads and a nice coffee at a roadhouse somewhere. So we're coming up to the road. This is nearly at the end of the fence line. So here we will stop and we'll pump up our tyres, and we'll be on the road for the commute home, which is about, well, just under, I think, 1,000 k's, around 1,000 k's commute. We'll get about halfway back today. So that's the plan. So we're nearly at the highway. We thought we'd stop here because this looks like this is where the Culver track trailers come to die. There's all sorts of old busted trailers. What's happened with this one? Oh yeah, busted spring. Yep, probably put too much on it. Only got slipper springs on that one, that's why I didn't get slipper springs. Another old one. What happened to this one? Missing a trailer. Oh, look at that rim. That's a wrecked tyre and kept on driving.
That is no way to treat a rim.
Old graveyard of Culver track mishaps. So we're going to air up a little bit further up, but you can see a lot of bull dust. All the back behind the cars is covered in dust. Bike's covered in dust. Everything's covered in dust. But so far the trailer's made it. Uneventful trip for the old trailer. Okay, to the air up spot. Okay, we're all aired up and about to hit the air highway. Everything's looking okay. 40 pound back in the tyres for the little bit of bitumen until we hit the gravel again.
So this is probably going to be the end of the trip. It's all commuting from here. We're just taking the Norseman Road. It's gravel for 300 or 400 k's. We're going to camp halfway. So this will be the end of the trip. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you got to here, it means I've got enough footage to put together something that's of some sort of interest. And really good spot, really good fishing, really good time. So until the next one, I'll catch you later. Just to add to the end, we were going to take the Hayden Norseman Road, but it's closed because of bushfires. There's actually big thunderstorms at the moment, so we're actually going a little bit south, and we're taking the Lake King Norseman Road, which is more like a track. So I don't know what this road's like. It's going to be slow. It's about 200 k's, so we'll see how it goes. It's raining, it's 200 k's, this is just a track. We'll see if we get through, I guess. We should get through, but it's not going to be fast. I'm doing about 50 k's at the moment, so it's definitely not fast. Quite a bit of water flow, so it's when those storm cells come through here. We've been about 2 or 3 k's, 4 k's of quite wet road, a lot of puddles, a lot of water across the road. So still passable so far. We haven't had to pull up. So we're driving along, and there's a old water tank. I think it's called a 90-mile water tank, and it had this catchment. It's pretty dark here, so I'm using lights. Had this catchment and this big cement tank which everyone's graffitied. But yeah, big sort of, I thought it was a shed when I first saw it because I couldn't really see it being night time. But it's a giant water tank. And this roof was the catchment, and it's obviously all dilapidated. Cool things you see. I have no idea why it was put here. I'll have to research it and see what I can find out to why there's a tank here. Okay, let's get going. So it's the next morning, and it's we're just leaving camp. We got here last night at about midnight. I didn't film last night because it was dark and it wouldn't have turned out that well. So this is the official end of the trip, the second official end, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope it inspires you to go and take a look at the area around Israelite Bay and Point Culver. Pretty interesting, pretty good fishing. So until next time, have a good one, and catch you then.